Hello and welcome back to my Wingspan World Cup coverage. I may finally now start with stage 2 after I got knocked off track a bit by COVID. So if my voice falters during the video, it's because of that. So this is my opening hand. This is the tray. As you can also observe, this is actually not the magic hairstyle, it also works for Wingspan. But this opening hand, well, I've seen better. What are we going to do with this? Keep Puffin, keep nothing else, hope for the best. I mean, Puffin is a great bird, but it absolutely doesn't help for opening the game, and this is true for all the other birds. In this hand, what do my bonus cards say? Crap, and good one. Is there a chance of people picking mice? I mean, Loggerhead Shrike does have a feature. It is a wetlands bird that I can actually play immediately. Okay, let's do the means. Keep Loggerhead, discard the rest. It's also not terrible for Ethologist and for round goal number 3. Also, it's a very cool looking bird. A little burglar's mask here. But apart from that, it's actually quite terrible. Well, this is not that much of a promising start. Also, Wingspan apparently being crashed is also not the most promising restart. So let's wait for a few more seconds and see whether this recovers. And let me tell you what the stage 2 of the Wingspan World Cup entails. I am in one of 8 groups with 10 players. This time not regionally selected, but selected because of performance in the first stage of the World Cup, and the top 4 of these 10 player groups will advance to the final stage, so where the top 32 will battle for the grand title. Okay, so this seems crashed. Let's see if we can somehow remedy this. Kill Wingspan, restart Wingspan. Wingspan doesn't want me to discover the true power of the Loggerhead Shrike. Ah, we're back here. I hope that this isn't an eternal loop. Nope. This time it seems to work. Great. Wingspan was like, really? You're going to keep that Shrike and nothing else? They didn't pick the mouse. Well, for the German Wingspan players among us, Bleib mal Logger will be the motto of the game. Pick the rat, come on. I will lay eggs and draw cards. I might draw the Whooping Crane actually, if it remains, because that might be interesting. So what's my opponent up to? Picking 3 grains. Pirate Crossbill. No, that's what they are up to. Enviable. I want to draw the Looping Crane. I might want the Goldfinch actually. If I get that wheat, which I probably don't. Could ramp up. Nah, let's see if we can find better birds. That does draw cards at least. Still, it's not precisely what I'm looking for. So they've removed the mouse with a crossbill. Cheats. It does draw prairie birds, not wetlands birds. Well, maybe this is a bird that we want to play. But maybe it's also. I mean, Whooping Crane at least allows participation for the round goal. If I play this, it's gonna be a very long way. I think we're not doing that. Let's just play Whoopie. That should do the trick. Red-winged blackbird. Uh-oh. It's always not a very promising sign if people play it here, because that means that this card is most likely a killdeer or a Franklin skull. I got a bad feeling about this. Let's lay eggs before I forget. And then start just drawing random cards. And try to get anything going. Most importantly, food. And anything else will somehow fall into place. It's an okay bird if there was any food that would be usable. So if something changes with the bird feeder, that signals a chance of us playing that red start early. We might go and grab some food, but this is not the case. Oh, white stork. That's also bad news, but it's not nearly as bad as killdeer or Franklin's. And moreover, we might have a chance to see some new birds every now and then, and maybe get something that we actually need. Still, my plan doesn't really change. It's at least a cheap forest bird. And we won the round goal, that's good. These birds don't matter. So I think I'm gonna grab that mouse, then I can play the hawk. I have about 3 wetlands birds that I don't want to play, which I can discard to get more food, to get the red start into play. This is a very, very mediocre draw. So I have no clue how I'm supposed to keep up with this. But well, I also started the first round, the first stage of this World Cup with a loss under comparable circumstances, so... Oh, hummingbird! That does solve some problems. If that's their idea to get some food here, then I'll be happy. No berries here. If they activate hummingbird, I might pick a fish. In order to be able to play the bit turn, or... Yeah, this doesn't matter. So the title for this video will definitely be What to Do if Loggerhead Shrike is the best card in the opening hand. Black-headed gull, well, that's a nasty gal. Do I want to draw that? I mean, I wouldn't suspect that my opponent is interested in that card, so if I leave it there, they probably just reset the feeder and or the tray and get rid of this. And even if they play it, I mean, what do I care? I think I rather want to try... just play this bird? Could also be interesting to draw the cowbird. And if I'm drawing cards, I might on the way also pick up the black-headed gull. But then again, I'm really not interested in that. Yeah, and I need a grassland bird for this, so I think I do the unusual. I pick the cowbird, I leave the gull, and I get rewarded. This is a goodie off the top. So, master plan would be play this bird, gain food, play this bird. That gets me one of the bird feeder, right? So if this remains so, there are great chances for me to get green and yellow. All right. Green and yellow, and also a fish. No success hunting. I always want to accuse this bird of substance abuse. Hey man. These red eyes totally freak me out. Totally drugged. Still, you get the job. I don't have that many applicants. You're hired. Even though you're stoned. Hummingbird, come on, get us a grub. Yes. So thank you, WB Nuthedge 93, for also not picking the black-headed gull. I can see you're a person of culture as well. Hooray! I told you I'd be good for the job. Yeah, you're fine. Huh. This is the kind of bonus kind of thing that works. And they have drawn it all by playing Brandt. Right. So we're already behind for the round goal, and they are most likely to play the double warbler in a king-size menu if I try to challenge this, so it's probably not going anywhere. There is the mockingbird, but I'm skeptical whether I'll be able to really use that one. I don't think I want to do that. Let's just play the mid-turn and draw some more cards, because we need more cards for the Imperial Eagle. So we're already in the second half of the game, and I really don't have a clue how I'm supposed to generate points. All I know is these birds really don't help with that. Well, Tony's Warbler could play me some extra birds, which would maybe be interesting for the Ologist. Also the Vireo could do that. But all in all, I'm not overly convinced. I think I start with 2 random cards. That's a good one. That's not as good. I'll probably also spend an egg. That's a goodie. And then we can draw one of these. Mockingbird plus Barn Swallow in the grassland does generate some points. Tony's Warbler could get us some birds. Yeah, well. Also, I'm not really interested in my opponent doing bullshit with a Mockingbird. So let's grab that and see where we're going. So I need some food. Ideally, grub berry. Almost. Might need a fish later on as well. 3 doesn't seem to be a lucky number for the broad-winged hawk. Hooray! Something happens! Hooray! Second grub! And the egg that we needed. Okay, so we are going to play Barn Swallow. If they laid eggs again right away, that would be fantastic. Because that would mean that I don't have to lay eggs before playing the Mockingbird. But if they don't, that's also fine. Do I want a hummingbird myself? Don't think so. Red-eyed Vireo. Alright. It's cup nest number 4. I only have 2 actions left, so there is no chance for me to do that, but they will have to lay eggs as well in order to keep up. Yeah, you're a bit late to the party, Wood Duck. So I want to play the Mockingbird, I guess. I also want to play Wood Stork and Imperial Eel. And I have a total of 6 actions left. The other 3 actions will be laying eggs, and getting resources, which is maybe difficult. Don't need any of these. If their hummingbird continues to be generous, then I might be able to play the Wood Stork without grabbing food. These birds don't matter. I have 7 birds that can carry eggs, so that would also mean that I want to play some more. Yeah, but let's start with laying eggs. I think I don't want to spend the food just yet. Definitely not playing this one. Okay. Well, there's your way to generate points. Huh. So they've gained food. The problem is when I draw cards, I cannot draw that many because there is no grasslands bird in the tray. When my opponent gets food, this means that they are probably going to play another bird, probably in the grassland. And this entails that I'll have to do that myself. So I can use the Mockingbird and Barn Swallow to draw cards from here. That would be one action, then another action drawing cards. Whilst spending an egg would get me that I need. The problem is I might not flip a grasslands bird. Then I would need to use my 2 food to pay for one of the food resources. Which means that I again cannot spend the food here, which is a pity. So let's get this random bird. Get this random bird. There is a prairie bird, so that's good. Playing these eagles incidentally ruins my Zoologist. At least playing both of them does. But then there are so many points, and also I fill the grasslands entirely, so I guess that's worth it. Maybe it doesn't, because it might be that my opponent lays eggs 2 times, and that could be enough for me to... But still, I think we're 1 egg short. But that doesn't matter much. I also think that these eagles really don't rescue our game. Yeah, this terrible opening hand, it always feels like I'm 1 or 2 actions short. If I could play the second eagle and lay eggs, I would be totally fine with this game. This is not the case. Hooray! So it's down to... So it really doesn't matter. I could have saved the small step of the zoologist. Getting 3 points, but then I wouldn't be able to tie for the round goal, which is also 3 points, so I guess that's fine. Loggerhead Shrike has carried its weight. What little there is to carry. It put some pressure on our opponent for the third round goal, and it scored 2 points in the Mythologist. If we are using our imagination, because now the grassland is also 6 points. But yeah, it's not judged too harsh. Alright, I don't think this will end well. Let's see how this turns out. We should have some points on birds. We're even behind on that. As expected, this was not enough. It was interesting. Loggerhead Shrike into double eagle. But yeah, this is not how you win games. You need definitely better opening hands in order to compete. In a game of Wingspan where the opponent doesn't have a shitty hand as you. Alright, I remembered. People ask me that I show my opponent's board at the end of the game. Especially the grassland looks very beautiful. And their bonus card was the Nest Box Builder. Okay, I was expecting a bit that it might be the Cup Nest one. So yeah, as we saw, the bonus card wasn't that impressive, but yeah, it's just a huge engine in the grassland that generates lots of points. And very well managed too. That I mean, I was wondering with some birds why they play this, but in the end they didn't have any more egg slots. So I was wondering why wouldn't they activate their Grasslands engine more often, but if you're out of egg slots, then the Grasslands engine is not as impressive. Alright, so that's it for today's session. Again, starting a stage of the World Cup with a loss. But well, maybe the fortune returns in subsequent games. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for my next Wingspan World Cup match.